We've had this massive pile of video games that just aren't good enough to list on eBay. Usually what I use as a threshold is if it's under $10. For me, it's just not really worth listing on eBay, especially with shipping costs in Canada. If you guys are watching in the States, you know exactly what I'm talking about if you've heard Canadian resellers complain about that. So we have this massive box, and what I'm going to do right now is going to go through all of the games there in the box and then see which ones are actually complete, and we're going to take those ones with manual to the local pawn shop, see how much money we can get, or maybe even credit that we can use to maybe get some good GameCube games, maybe some controllers for the N64 that we have, or something else. Maybe we'll just get cash. Let's see how much we actually get for all the games that we're going to be bringing. I'm going to fill up 2 bags filled with games and see what we actually get. Probably going to be at least about 30 to 40 games, hoping for at least a few bucks each. We'll see. So originally I was saving those games to bring to a toy show to sell there, but I thought to myself, you know what, there's a pawn shop so close to us, and honestly, the main place where we got all these games with Goodwill bins, we probably paid at the very most, maybe 50 cents a game based on how heavy it is. So honestly, I think it's a really good deal. You know, what we could possibly do is we could trade these games in for higher value games, stuff like GameCube games that'll sell a lot faster on eBay, and we're still getting money. Essentially paying, maybe for all the games we have there, we probably paid maybe like $25 in total for these 2 bags filled with games. And what are we gonna get today? I don't know. It's gonna be over $25 in value. I can tell you that, guys, for sure. That's going to be, the bottom is gonna be $25. I'm hoping for at least $100 minimum. Who knows, could even be over $200 in games there. Some of those games were around the $10 mark, but I just didn't feel like there's enough money after like the fees and everything else for them. That's why $10 is like the threshold. But anyways, this place is called Buy and Sell. Pretty traditional name for a pawn shop. We're gonna trade in all the games there and see what we can possibly get.
I'll go through those. These ones are just not interested. Yeah, so these ones, no.
Okay, so they separated the games into 2 piles. So right now, as they're going through it, I'm gonna be taking a look at stuff in the store that I might wanna get. So we don't have Super Smash Bros. Melee yet for the GameCube, so that one I'm a little bit curious about. There's some other decent GameCube games here as well. Legend of Zelda, the 4 Sword Adventures, that's another really decent one. Super Mario Strike, Pokemon Coliseum, I don't know if I'll get 175 though, but if I do, that one might be one that I will pick up. And there's other decent games here as well for other systems. They even have some Super Nintendo stuff in box, which is kind of wild. I'm not sure, that might be the same Kirby. No, actually no, I don't know if it's Crystal Shards, but regardless, that's actually another system that I wouldn't mind grabbing some games for. You don't see too many N64 games. Whenever they're here, they literally get sold out right away. I'm super tempted, even by the in-box stuff. You never see N64 in-box stuff, like rarely ever anymore. So some of them are decent conditions, so maybe I'll take a look at some of those games too. Kind of tempting here, what they have. They have just so much options. My God, even Dreamcast stuff. I never see Dreamcast stuff ever show up at the good old bins. I even find GameCube stuff show up at the bins, but not any Dreamcast stuff. I know they have the Pokemon one. That's one of the ones I mentioned just a few moments ago. And they have Rampage as well for 20. That's actually a good deal for Rampage. That's a good 2-player game, by the way, if you want to play Rampage.
Just where do you think you're going?
That's a fun one, but yeah, there's just so many. Super Smash Bros. Melee, it's obviously a really good one. Wario World, $100. I didn't realize how expensive that one has gotten up to. Holy crap. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, Mutant Nightmare as well. The options here is just wild.
5 minutes later.
So a little bit of a fail. So when we went back to check up on the pricing and everything else, there was like another like 15 games that he passed on. So he only ended up taking like 20 games, but we brought like about 50. So we only got $45 in cash, which sucks because some of them he said he would have grabbed, but they're a little too scratchy, the discs. But I looked at them after, they weren't really that bad, all things considered. Some of them might have just needed a little bit of a wiping down. Some of them were a little grimy. Sure, yeah. So I might actually wash a few of them, maybe try this again in a few weeks, because there's a bunch of games that I still left at home that I didn't grab from that big box that we have, and try it again. But 45 bucks, it's not bad. If it was anything more than like 60, I probably would have tried to use that and buy stuff in the store. But 45, all the games we're looking at that we really wanted were over $45, so I was like, I'll just take the cash then. But hey, not bad. We spent probably $25 on all the games that we brought. We still have like 65% of the games that we ended up bringing. All things considered, they took about 15 games and we probably spent 25 cents per game, so we basically turned $5 into $45, and we still have a lot of the games here that might need a bit of wiping down, cleaning, and maybe I'll try it again. If we don't go back to the pawn shop to trade these games in, maybe we'll try an actual video game store and then see if we can use the extra credit on top of it to get some really good games that we can either sell on eBay or add to our collection. Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. It was a little bit of a short one, just kind of a test to see what would happen. First time we've ever done this when it comes to like a pawn shop. So if you guys have tried this before, let me know down below in the comment section. I'll see you guys in the next one. Remember, may your carts always be full. Before I let you go, I want to let you know that we do have a Patreon page. You guys can support us, help us with our morning run for our coffees when we go to the Goodwill bins, thrift stores, or even garage sales. Would really appreciate the support. And if you guys become a patron, you can hit me up anytime and ask me any questions about reselling, and I'll do my best to answer those. Speaking of answering questions, I also made a Facebook group specifically for Canadian resellers. So if you are a reseller in Canada, definitely check out this group. I'll also leave the link to this group down below in the description along with my Patreon. Anyways, guys, have a fantastic day again, and here's the outro card.